Hello, everybody. We're just waiting on everybody to join. How's everybody's week? We have about 10 minutes. So I'm going to let everybody join. I'm going to mute and I will remember to press record when time. Maybe.
Yes.
Let's see. Christina says, absolutely agree. Retail and childcare. Oh, that's a good one.
Ooh, that's a
Uh,
good one.
Yeah, Craig says, I drove for Domino's on the UCLA route, not big tippers.
Oh, you're dealing with college kids, and they're probably like not tipping at all.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, welcome everybody to Doc Johnson and ECN. We're going to let Kerin go. If you have questions, you can put them. I'm going to turn off the chat, and you can put them in the Q&A, and I will answer them as they come up. Okay, Kerin, are you fine with
Perfect.
me interrupting you for questions?
I prefer it. I like a
Okay,
good interactive webinar, so yes.
great. All right. Well, without further ado, take it away.
Awesome. So, hey, everybody, thank you so much for joining me today. For those of you guys that didn't hear earlier, I'm apologizing ahead of time. I had like emergency dental work done this morning. So, half my face is numb and I feel like I'm slurring, and I probably will a little bit. So, please bear with me if I say something that sounds inaudible. Please just let Grace know and I'll repeat myself. But I'm going to apologize ahead of time for that. Um, Here's kind of the lineup that I have for us today, and I hope you guys are down with it. I thought that we'd break this up into like, 10 to 15-minute chunks. In between each of these little chunks, we're going to do a raffle. I wanted to kind of let you guys know what I'm raffling ahead of time so you can kind of, maybe pay a little bit more attention to the product portion of this webinar, because what I'm doing is the first raffle, I'm going to give away DJ products. And what that means is when we go through products and I show you guys the crystal jelly line, for example, if you love the crystal jelly line, you have the option to pick the line that I show, and then everything that I show you in the digital catalog you can receive. So I think I have roughly, for example, crystal jellies, I think I'm showing roughly 10. You can get all 10 crystal jellies. If you like the rock solid, you can get all the rock solid cock rings. So that's what I will be doing in regards to raffling off DJ product. The second raffle will be swag, DJ swag, and the products. The third one will be DJ products. We're gonna do a pizza party, and you get swag. And then the fourth one is you get all the ones that I mentioned, plus I'm giving every team member that's on this webinar Starbucks cards. So keep an eye out for the product that I show you guys. Keep in mind your favorites, and then after we do the raffles, you'll let me know and we'll get that stuff off for you. Okay. So, just want to let you guys know that this year is Doc Johnson's 50th anniversary. So we're celebrating 50 years of slang and dildos. So that's pretty exciting. It makes me feel old too, because I've been there for 22 years. So I'm like, wow, I've been with Doc Johnson for half of its life. So that's a little bit intense, but it's also bragging rights. So love my company. Um, we are also, as an industry, getting into the dog days of spring and summer. And we all know that during this time, it kind of slows down a little bit. And, not to be a downer, but, the economy is a little tricky right now. So I kind of thought, maybe as a team, we can kind of discuss, or at least I can share, some selling techniques that'll hopefully, maybe get us through this portion of the year. and just kind of keep things in mind, and like again, as a team, just kind of see if you've tried anything, or if you have feedback afterwards for some of these tips that I'm going to bring up. And I'm also going to try to incorporate some of these tips into my sales pitch when we discuss products. So we'll see how I do. Okay. So one of the tips that I found when I kind of did a little research, and also what I kind of do, is during this time of year, kind of focusing and creating on like budget friendly options for your stores or your websites. And so when they say budget friendly, they usually mean around $40 MSRP. I'm going to say 50 MSRP only because some of our items could be a little bit spendier than like your, traditional stores. We're not Target or Walmart, we're selling something a little bit different here. But what that kind of does is it kind of gives people a focus, when they come in, if you kind of highlight items that are a little bit more in this price point, it kind of encourages people to do impulse buys. And also kind of maintains your average order. So you're still kind of getting revenue coming in. People are still feeling good when they walk out, and they're also not breaking the bank when they do that. So what I'm doing to kind of support this is everything that I show you guys today will have an MSRP of $50 and below. So it's a nice way for me to be able to show you guys some of the items that you can focus on. And you'd really be surprised at what you can get for under $50. I mean, quite a few things, really. So that's one of the things that I find as well. On a personal level, when I go shopping these days, that's kind of what I'm looking for, or, good deals, things that, I can take home and not feel like, oh man, am I going to be able to pay my gas bill because I overspent today? No, I'm pretty okay. So, that's one of the things that I'll be focusing on, and maybe you guys want to try that too. Another thing that I found that kind of helps us, especially in this economy, is to also maybe do a focus on essential goods. So in our industry, what I think is what I consider an essential good or kind of recession proof are items that people are consuming and will come back constantly for. So lubricants, glides, enhancements, toy cleaner, condoms, things of this sort that people are constantly using. They're also at that price point where it's $50 and below. And again, this is something that is kind of more recession proof as opposed to maybe a fuck machine or things along that side, that sort. We're a little bit more spendy and that, we don't really use on a day to day. So this is also something that maybe you guys can do like a little focus on to get you through these dog days of spring and summer. Obviously, another thing that we can always utilize that doesn't cost us anything is digital marketing. This is something that is free, unless, of course, you're paying money for somebody to do it. But, in this day and age, if we can cut corners, that's kind of where we see people cutting is, double duty marketing, digital marketing is free. So this is something that we can utilize. This is something that, you can engage with your customers. You can kind of find out what they're looking for. And usually when you want to do these little digital marketing campaigns, you want to get people's attention quick. So nothing super long and drawn out, just something that grabs your attention in the first couple seconds, gets people interested. And again, it's a good way to kind of engage and see, what your customers are kind of looking for and how the vibe is. So again, that's something that we're trying to do that I thought I would share with you guys. Um, Another thing that I, on a personal level, I like are enhancing customer loyalty. So I don't know if any of you guys do this, but a point system. Maybe you guys give those little punch cards where if customers spend so much money, they get a little, a little sticker or they get a little stamp. And if they buy so much, they return it to you guys and you guys give them a discount. Loyalty is amazing. I mean, I'm a Starbucks girl through and through, and because I know at the end of the month I got a couple free lattes in the bank. And when money's tight, and you're like, oh yeah, I still have that discount, or oh yeah, I still get that freebie, it'll bring your customers back in. Um, I've even talked to people about, doing like bachelorette registries, divorce party registries, bachelor, blah, blah, blah. Sorry, you guys, that's really hard for me to say right now. Events.
Bachelor.
You
I got you.
you got me, Grace. Thank you. Wow, that hurt. But events like this, right? Because again, it gets customers in, they'll come shopping through you guys. And I think it's just a fun thing. It's interactive, for your customers to do. So that's another little item that I found. Um, and another item that I think is interesting, and also as a consumer, I love are bundles, right? Buying something, getting something for free. I love free. It's one of my favorite four-letter words. Free, free, free. Yes, yes, yes. And I will be giving you guys a bundle with when we get into the product portion of our event. So I'm going to put my money where my mouth is, and we're going to definitely do a certain bundle that I think you guys will find interesting, and hopefully you can pass on to your customers as well. So these are some of the different ideas that I think can set us up for success when it comes to getting through, these tougher times. I know traditionally our industry has always been called recession proof. I mean, we made it through COVID. I think all things considered, I would love another COVID to come in only because I think our industry was killing it during that time. But we made it through. We got really creative. Our industry is nothing but resilient. And I think this is kind of, a couple little tips that I found. I don't know if you guys have anything that you guys want to share that's kind of been doing well for you guys in the chat, and we can kind of share it with the group during this presentation. But yeah, I think that, these are a couple of things that I found that could be interesting and, kind of a nice little focus for us to consider. So yeah, okay, so that leaves us, if I'm looking at my clock right, we've just done about 15 minutes. So Grace, I don't know if we want to raffle off our first little prize.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
All right. So are you doing that?
Yep. Hold on one second. Let me just.
I got sound effects here. Let's see what we got here.
I don't know if you can hear. I don't know if they will be able to hear it over the thing.
Let me do it again. Let's see if you guys can tell me if you can hear it.
No.
No?
No.
Ah, too bad.
All right, let's see. We're going to raffle off, and I'm sorry, I'm waiting for it to stop spinning.
That's okay.
Linda Rossetti. Linda Rossetti, you have won. Kieran, what have they won?
So, what you have won is, like I had mentioned, we're raffling off products for the first raffle. So, as we go through our product assortment, keep an eye on the line that you like the best, and whichever line that I show that you like the best, you'll let Grace know, and we will send you all the products that I show in that line.
Okay. If you will email Linda, if you'll email marketing at ecn.com and let them know the address and what you would like after the show.
Hear that?
I could hear it partially and then it
It
cut it
did.
off.
It came through as like a squeak. It was like
There you go.
All right, guys. So what I'm going to do, since we've kind of talked about, a couple of sales ideas that I think would help, I want to show you guys some products, and I also want to show you guys what you guys will be getting that we can kind of like bundle. So I'm going to share. Hold on really quick here. Let me share, share, share. Whoop. Is that what you guys want to see? Let me see. Where is that? I have a digital catalog that I made specifically for you guys.
Okay, so quick chats. So Monique says, how do we put things in chat if chat is disabled? Put it in the Q&A. So you'll see if you ever been to one of our trainings, there's a Q&A feature. If you hit the more next to this, there is a Q&A, and we will answer those as they come up. Let's see. Dolly says, I run an at-home, uh, in-home party business and online sales. I do a monthly add-on exclusive that they can only buy with a purchase, no minimum, and it's pulling in orders as well. That's good.
Love that. Thank you for the feedback and thanks for sharing that. That's awesome.
And then Linda says a great big thank you. So she was the winner.
Yay, I love it. Thank you guys so much for sharing any feedback. This kind of stuff is totally helpful. I mean, again, we're a certain group, you know, like our industry is kind of a big family. So anything we can do to help each other get through these times, I appreciate all your guys' feedback.
Agreed.
Yes. Okay, so can you guys see my catalog?
I'm muted. Sorry. Yes, we can. It's
It's
beautiful.
okay. Okay, guys. So, like I said, we're celebrating 50 years. ECN is our best customer, my favorite. Love them so much. So it's exciting to, have this day just with them and their customers. So thank you guys again. So as I go through product again, kind of keep in mind what you guys really like because as we do raffles, you guys are going to get, any brand that you like. And also what we're doing is for every $200 of Doc Johnson purchases that you guys make during this webinar, I'm giving you guys a free case. And when I say a free case, that's 24 pieces of either the delicious do. Can you see me still? Or
Yes.
can you guys only see my, okay. So I'm doing either, you guys can either get a free case of our Oral Love Peaches and Cream Delicious Duo. So like I said, that's a box of 24 for every 200. So this goes up in increments as you guys spend. There's no limit. So I want to send you guys as much of this as I possibly can. And we're also doing the Oral Love Lickable Delicious Duo Strawberry and Mint. So again, free case for every 200 bucks. That's 24. This is great for BOGOs. This is great to get your customers to spend a little bit of money. And yeah, this is what we're doing to kind of help support you guys as well. So digging into some cool new stuff. Just to let you guys know, these are a lot of the items that we showed at Altitude. So if you guys were unable to make the Altitude show, I wanted to make sure that you guys kind of got an idea of the different items that we showed. I do have this digital catalog that I'm going to go through with you guys, but if any of you guys want to make a note as to items that you want me to show up close on the screen after we go through the digital catalog, please make a note and I have them here in my office. I can pull them out and do an up close and personal with any of the requests that you guys might have.
Can you also send me that so I can put it in the Dropbox?
Yes, I absolutely can.
Right.
So guys, there's no secret that Doc Johnson does a lot of realistics. In the past 50 years, that's what we've been known to do. We do a lot of realistic vulvas, we do a lot of realistic penises, we mold models, we do some arbitrary random vaginas, arbitrary random dongs. That is really what Doc Johnson has done since day one, and we do it well. So we have expanded a couple of our lines that have been around for quite some time. One of them is the Super Sucker. Now, the Super Sucker is not molded from anybody in particular. These are going to be just more of like, random vulvas and random mouths. These are a little bit more on the dirty side. Of course, we like to have cute and frilly toys, but again, we also like to have our down and dirty because, we don't yuck anybody's yum. So one of the ones that we do have here, both of these items that you guys see do not have a clean out hole. So what that does is that creates a natural suction when people with penises are using these. These are made of TPE. The cum dumpster is basically what it says. You can release in there and it kind of holds on to it. And when you're ready to clean it out, you just turn it inside out, rinse it, wash it, repowder it, and maintain it. And then we also have the Cum Guzzler. This one I absolutely want to show you guys, even if I get no requests, because the detail on this is insane. She actually has teeth. You can see the inside ridges of her mouth. It's the most intense, realistic mouth stroker that Doc Johnson's ever done. At altitude, every single person that walked into my booth grabbed the stroker and laughed, giggled, had their way with it. So definitely want to show you guys that. And again, just as a reminder, everything that I'm showing you guys is $50 or under MSRP. Oh, with the exception of two kits. I'm sorry. I think it came to $51, but I'll flag that when I talk about those for you guys. The Palm Pals, again, if you guys are familiar with Doc Johnson, you guys know that the Palm Pals have been part of our family forever. We do a virgin vulva, which basically has a super thin piece of rubber inside of it that's supposed to replicate a hymen. That item sells super, super, super well for us. You know, obviously, this is something that we encourage people to live their fantasy out through toys. So, what we did is we took it one step further, and this one is a Pop Her Cherry Virgin that does have just a little bit of cherry flavored juice that comes out once you've kind of pushed through that thin piece of rubber slash hymen. So this is, again, this is TPE. This is easy to clean, a little bit of powder. It'll maintain that skin-like feel. All right, guys. So we all know Pride season is coming. Just a little reminder that Doc Johnson does some really cool rainbow crystal jellies that are available all year. So this might be a good time to kind of consider, you know, kind of freshening up that section in your store. If any of you guys are looking for like promotional items or need like a couple like lubricant packs or whatever you need, please reach out to your ECN rep and we can ship some support out to you guys. A couple of the lines that we have recently released and the ones that we released at altitude are these kind of neon colored rainbow dongs that you guys see here. The coloration pops really nicely. It's got a 4.5 inch, it's got a 6.5 inch, and then a 7.5 inch. Um, Good starting price point. The colors pop. They're fabulous. They bounce off your walls really well. I love these. Um, the crystal jellies in the rainbow color. These have been out for a little while, but I did kind of want to make a little reminder to you guys that, you know, the season's coming. It's a great time to maybe stock some of these rainbow colors. We have the trainer kit. We have a couple of the ballless dongs, and then we have a couple with balls. Um, We've also added some new shapes to the Crystal Jelly line in regards to our invaders. So our invaders are a crystal jelly dong, very similar to like our fantasy fuckers or other fantasy dongs out there. But what makes them a little bit different is, again, price point. Price point's a big factor these days. And also they're made of the crystal jelly. So there's not a lot of translucent crystal jelly fantasy dongs out there. I want to say that we might be the only ones that have them. So again, it makes it a little bit different, a little unique, very affordable. Okay, so we have them available in the clear that you guys see in the catalog, but I also have them in pink, purple, and teal. So just a little something interesting and something affordable. And as you guys see here, we also have a dong starter set that's available in the Crystal Jellies line as well. Again, this line has been a part of Doc Johnson's family forever. We've always sold it really well, and we're just kind of freshening it up and giving it a new breath. So again, Doc Johnson's the classics. 50 years, we've done a lot of rubber and we've kind of given like our classics a new look. So if you guys don't know about the Dick Rambone, Dick Rambone is a dong that's, I mean, I want to say it's like 18 inches. It's big. It's a bad Bama Jamma. It's been around since day one and it's still in our top 20. So a lot of our classics still do very well because the price point is there and the shapes have just proven to do well. So these are our round butt plugs. They're available in small, medium, and large. If you guys have been buying Doc Johnson product for a long time, they probably look a little familiar to you. We used to have these, I want to say 5, 6 years ago. They were some of our best-selling butt plugs, but there was a manufacturing issue. So even though there was a manufacturing issue, they still sold really well, which was interesting, which leads me to believe that people genuinely enjoyed these shapes because they're a little bit different than your traditional standard butt plug. But we did pull them back because we're like, okay, this we have to figure out a better way to make this product. So now they're a single pour. We did not have the kits back then, so now we do have the kits that have all three sizes. And these are the ones that I did mention that the MSRP on these kits, I believe, is $51 as opposed to 50. So these will be the only two items that I show you guys that are not $50 or below. But I highly recommend these. They sold so well when we had them before. They're already picking up. A lot of people, when they saw these at altitude, were excited to see them again because they remember them doing well. So they bought them. So highly, highly recommend. Um, okay, so the next page I have for you guys is the Optimal P state prostate. Sorry, guys, another one of those words that I'm struggling with. Prostate massagers.
Good job.
Some of you guys might be. Did that sound right? Prostate.
That's good. You did good.
Oh my God, you guys. Until your face is numb, you never realize how hard it is to talk. So the prostate massagers that I have here, very, very affordable. These are not anything that are new or different, to be totally honest, but the price point is fantastic. They're silicone, they're very user-friendly, they're in the Optimal line that has really done well in the past. There are like products out there that are a little bit more expensive and they're probably a little bit better quality. But again, for those of us that are kind of struggling with price points, if you guys want something that's a little bit more on the beginning end, something that people can come in and be able to afford with a bottle of lube, this could be a really great way to go for you. Okay, I think I'm going to stop there because I think it's time for another raffle. So this raffle will be, again, any brand that you guys see here, all the products that are featured, and our DJ swag. And if you guys have never gotten DJ swag, I'm going to go ahead and toot my own horn and say that we make some of the best swag on the market.
It's true.
So you're hooking up.
It's true. Okay. Let me spin.
Spin, spin.
Spin, spin, spin.
Spin, spin, spin. I wonder if I do this.
Caitlin Harless. Caitlin Harless. Let's see.
I'll do the background noise for us.
Thank you. We appreciate it. All right, Caitlin Harless, if you will message or email, sorry, email me. Okay.
See, you're struggling too. It's not just
it's not just
I think
you.
my numbness is rubbing off on you, girl.
Yeah. And I'm not even numb. Yeah, marketing ECN. Thank you, Maritza. Okay.
Yay!
Yay!
All right, and just like I said, as a reminder, before you send the items that you want, we're almost done through the selection, I think, but just kind of keep an eye, keep in mind which ones you guys want. All right. So we're going on to the next page. Rock solid. Okay, you guys, rock solid. I mean, I'm going to be frank. I know there were a couple of issues last year with our fill rates, but we are back at it. And rock solid was one of our best-selling lines. Again, very affordable. The cock rings are all great quality products. Doesn't take up a lot of room on your wall. When we acquired Rock Solid, for those of you guys that don't know, Rock Solid was designed and originated in the LGBTQ community. So they are active users of this product. So it was good to get their feedback. They created it because they're their users, and it has proven to be one of our best-selling lines. So these are all the new rings that we showed at Altitude. A couple of different ones that we have here. We have the keyhole. This one has the round on the top. Then it's kind of got like this interesting bottom that you can put, if you want to put your testicles in one, put your shaft in another. There's obviously different options. We did a couple of very affordable presenters. So you'll have the presenter and also one called Offer It. Silicone, affordable, great cock rings. Well, presenters, I should say. Um, we did a ball stretcher. Again, very affordable price points. This one is made of TPE that you guys see right there. We did a double stigma ring, and this one does have metal beads inside of it. And then we did the triple stigma. I think this one's kind of interesting. Again, you can put, your shaft in one hole, and then there's two separate holes for your balls. I just think that that's kind of an interesting design. We did a cock cage. Now, for some people that are looking to try to play with cock cages, but they're a little intimidated, maybe they're not quite ready for, I mean, even some silicone can be pretty durable, but maybe they're definitely not ready for wood or metal. This is an ideal starter. So it's very affordable, like I mentioned, and this is made of a really flexible TPE. So it's great for people that are just kind of starting to play and want to kind of feel it out for the first time. Or maybe that's just their thing and they just like to have a softer ring, or softer cage. To each his own. But if people are just kind of looking, that's a good one to recommend. And then we have a double pack of cock rings that you guys see here in the blue. Okay, guys, so I included Mochi in this presentation, not because we previewed it at Altitude, but it's such a cute line. And again, I wanted to kind of feature items that are going to MSRP for $50 and under. Um, Mochi has become very quickly one of our best-selling lines. And those of you guys that haven't purchased it, I really, really recommend. Again, very affordable, very approachable. It's great for this time of year. It's eye-catching. The colors pop. They're just so, so cute. Um, we did a series of strokers. So each one of these strokers are available individually, or we have a really small display. Um, either way, you can't lose. I've actually had customers that have taken in just one color and then they saw how well they did, so they took in another color, and now they're just ordering the whole display. I would recommend doing the display at first, and if you find that some colors don't sell, then you can always just reorder the ones that do well. But the purchase is minimal. There's 4 different colors, there's 3 deep. It's not a huge display. Um, but each one of these are made of TPE. They have the cute little mushroom shape. And on the inside, I don't know if you guys can make that out. There's like these cute little shiitake mushrooms that, kind of create the illusion, or it creates the illusion anyway, at the entrance. These are great to play with your partner. These are great for solo use. These are great for people that are transitioning. Very affordable and approachable strokers. We also have done a series of silicone 10 function vibrators in the line. I just love these to death. I think they're so cute. Whenever my girlfriends ask me, "Oh, do you guys have any vibrators?" This is the one I always give them because again, it's so approachable and fun and cute. And the MSRP is perfect. Available in peach, pink, purple, and teal. Again, you guys can buy them individually or the display. I recommend the display. And yeah, that's my pitch on those.
Monique says it's an anecdote. Doc Johnson swag is awesome. Weird thing, I actually knew a guy who wore a Doc Johnson shirt in 8th grade, and it said "wax my lips" on the back and had a big pink lips on the back. I didn't put it together until right this moment.
No, why would you? I bet you anything, he probably just grabbed that from his dad's hamper and didn't even know.
for sure.
Well, funny
And
story said, oh, go ahead.
go ahead, go ahead.
My funny story is Doc Johnson's located in North Hollywood, California. And my stepdaughter went to middle school in like right down the street. And she knew that I worked for a company called Doc Johnson, but she had no idea what we sold because, she was barely in middle school. And she came home one day and she was like, Karen, I saw a bunch of people wearing Doc Johnson t-shirts and I told everybody that my mom worked there. And I'm like, oh,
Dolly
oh.
says, how is the power on the Vibe mushroom?
So the power, it's not overwhelming. Okay, so if you have people that need like more of a deep, rumbling, powerful vibrator, this is not necessarily the one. However, it's not weak either. And I'm just going to share some personal feedback. I mean, I've already told you guys I've been at Doc Johnson for 22 years. I worked distribution for 10 prior to that. I've got to experience all sorts of toys. This one is one of my favorites. It's just really easy to use. It's a good vibration, but not overly powerful. I'm going to give it like a mid-range grade.
Great. Okay, that was it. Go ahead.
All right, cool. All right, guys. So, again, if you guys are familiar with Doc Johnson's product, you've been selling our products for a while, you might remember that we have a line called Mood. Mood is going through a packaging change, which I'm super excited about because I was never quite a fan of the original look because, to be honest with you guys, and this is just, us talking as family, the original packaging was black with a bunch of little polka dots, and it very much reminded me of the Kotex tampons packaging that was available back in the day.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I never really got down with it, but it still did okay. But anyway, which way, I'm really glad we're repackaging it. So these are some new butt plug kits that are available. These are all silicone. The Naughty Trainer has got like this really cool tie-dyed look. It's got this easy to use, easy to wear all day, bendable phalange. So for people that are maybe getting ready for like a frisky evening, they can wear these during the day and not feel uncomfortable. We have this other one that is more of like an anal bead shape, but with the wearability of a butt plug. And then we have these that are at the bottom that are really more of like anal beads. So different options, all silicone, great starting price point, hypoallergenic, easy to clean, non-porous, all the things you want in a butt plug, with just a really cute, approachable look. So these are the items that we showed at Altitude. We'll also be having more new items, of course, at Amni, but we wanted to just kind of preview a couple new items at Altitude. Everything that we showed at the show is shipping. ECN has it all in stock. They're ready to go. Just again, as a reminder, $200 purchases, you guys are getting a case of these cosmetics. And if you guys have any requests, if you guys want to see any of the items that I showed you guys up close and personal, I can do a little box opening for you guys. I am going to go ahead and show you guys the cum guzzler because it's just so crazy. I love showing it. But you guys can also give me any requests that you guys might want to see. And we'll do that for a couple more minutes and then we'll have our third raffle.
So, anonymous attendee says, could you please explain which vibrator is best for rumbling?
For rumbling?
Like a rumbling sensation.
I'm trying to think. So that's a good question. To be honest and frank, Doc Johnson only does so many vibrators. We are, again, more of a realistic rubber toys for penises type line. But if I was going to recommend one, we have the wands. Wands are always a good way to go. And we have one in the Merci line that ECN carries. We have a rechargeable version and we have a plug-in version. And that's got a good, deep rumble. So if you're looking for a little bit more power, you're looking for that deep rumbling sensation, I highly recommend those two. And we also have a couple in our Ritual line that are silicone. that are rechargeable that also do really well, that are a little bit more petite, a little bit more feminine, kind of pastel colors. I would also recommend something from there.
Nice. And then Natalie from says, yes, the round plugs, they'd like to see each size, and what
Okay.
the material on that.
Okay, perfect. Great question. So they are made of PVC. To be forthcoming, I know PVC kind of gets a bad rep, but with a shape like this and the affordability aspect of it, we wanted to kind of keep the price point down. So we did make them a PVC. The original ones were made of PVC as well. So I'm going to pull them out of the kit really quick. Give me one sec. So this is the kit. That way you guys can kind of get an idea of the small, medium, and large and how they grow in size. I'm going to go ahead and pull out, and we'll kind of touch base on like what the issue was of the old ones. So what we were able to do now, I'm going to just show you guys the small one and kind of compare it to my face so you guys get an idea of how big they are. Originally, what they would do is it was a double pour. So it was an outer shell made of what we called plastisol. We would dip it, pull them out, and then backfill it with regrind. Regrind was basically we would recycle old materials, melt them down into the liquid form again, and then fill it with the back. It was kind of our way of being more A, eco-friendly, and B, it was just the process of how we made these. But over time, they would separate from the outer shell. So that was the problem that we had. Now it's just one single pour. So you don't have to worry about the separation.
Nice.
So there's the small. Manufacturing is a trip, you guys. Like, I mean, when you really go to like manufacturing facilities and you see the whole process, it gives you a different vision and a new appreciation for these items. This is the medium. And again, I'm just going to kind of hold it up to my face so you guys can get an idea of how big it is. And then this is the large, comparatively speaking. So they're really very girthy. And again, they're just a cool shape. I mean, I don't see very many butt plugs that have this big bulbous shape. So that was the kit. And just to kind of give you guys an idea, hold on really quick. This is kind of what they look like in the singular.
Nice. All right.
Open up. So are there other items that you guys want to see? Like I said, I'm going to open up this guzzler just because I think it's amazing. But okay, this is the guzzler. You guys can see the mouth and the teeth, and the teeth are actually a little bit firmer, so it does feel more realistic. You can see the tongue. And the
Oh,
inside
yeah.
roof of the mouth. So it's super realistic. And then, like I said, it doesn't have the clean out hole. So basically what it does is it creates a natural suction when you're using it. That would feel really good, but it's also really stretchy. And again, just a really trippy, interesting. I mean, how can you not want to just play with that and see what you're doing? And hey.
Okay, so Monique says, how can we get quality web copies, images, descriptions, etc., for us to import to our Shopify stores? ECN has a small description, and usually one photo on their website. So we can provide the extra, well, you provide the extra photos and we can load them in. But the descriptions also, I think, right, Kerin? When
So
you're
what we have, and I can resend this to you guys because I don't remember the last time I sent that out to you guys, but I'll send it to you again. We do have a link tree, and we have a wholesale link tree, so it's got the wholesale pricing on it. And what you can do is you can download all of our images, you can download all of our descriptions, you can download all of our marketing content. Everything is in this link tree. Um, every image that we have in our bank will be in this link tree. And you guys can use all of the content that we have. We encourage you guys to do so. And interestingly enough, Grace and Eileen, maybe you and I should get on a separate Zoom, just so I can kind of show you guys. You can now download a price list that shows you our active inventory, what's live. So if any of you guys wanted to run like a special on this butt plug, you could be like, "Hey Eileen, I know that Doc Johnson has 500 of these in stock, like hook me up or whatever." So we do have these tools that are available that makes things a lot more fluid and transparent so we can all, again, do business and get things moving ASAP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Christina Miller says it's a very realistic and just wow.
Yeah, right? It's just
I
wow. Just
agree.
wow.
And Natalie says, thanks. How do we get access to that portal?
I will send you guys, I'm gonna send it to Eileen and Grace, and then they can send it to you guys, or your salesperson can send it to you guys as soon as we're done with this presentation. I'll send it over to them.
Okay.
Do you guys want to do another raffle?
Yeah.
We got products
How
this
many
time.
how
I'm
many
sorry.
more we got? How many more
Well,
do we got?
we have two more. So we're gonna do the third and then the final one. So the third one's gonna be products, we're gonna do swag, and then we're gonna do pizza for your store. And then the fourth one will be products, swag, pizza for your store, and Starbucks cards for the team that is here in attendance.
Nice.
Yeah. So let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's spin.
Spin the wheel.
Okay. Sean Cora. Sean Cora. It's just cutting it out so you can
Is it?
hear it like
Damn.
first like beep and then nothing else.
Okay, well, hype, hype,
Yeah,
hype.
yeah. All right. Sean, can you email marketing at ECN? Sean said thank you.
Yes. And then I guess we should do the last one because we only have about 10 minutes left.
Okay, let's go. All right, spending. Stephen King, no relation.
Stephen King. Woo woo!
Woohoo!
Woo, Steven!
Awesome. We'll also email marketing at ecn.com and we will get and tell us your choices. We'll get it over to you.
Yes, please, guys. So yeah, just to let you guys know, like I said, if you guys can get this over to marketing ASAP, I do hit the road early next week. So I'd like to get these sent out to you guys ASAP. Please turn your orders in if you would like to take part in this BOGO that I'm offering to you guys. Please get your orders in by Monday as well so I can get this sent out. I want to get you guys all taken care of before I hit the road. So again, free case for every 200 bucks, and they go up in increments. So it's a nice little BOGO. I don't know if you guys can see that. There's probably kind of a glare, but just as a reminder. Um, and if you guys have any more questions for me,
Guys, any more questions? Let's see. So those orders to our rep with a note about this in the order. I don't understand. Christina, can you clarify? And yes, Christina, this will be available. It takes about an hour for all of the stuff from Zoom to populate into something I can download. And then I can send the link to the sales reps, and the sales reps can send it on to you. Okay. For the special of the 200 with yes, yes. Go ahead and email. Sorry.
Yeah, you can put it in
that's
the
okay.
comment. Yeah, you can put it over in the comments to your rep Christina on that, or anybody on here. Just put in the note, hey, this was from the webinar order, and those orders actually hit my plate, and I will be storing the data for those.
Sweet.
Sorry. You know when one Poor thing. She did a good job. She misspelled one word and I threw me completely off. You're infectious. I'm having you issues today.
I'm telling you, but we're just like, blah, blah, blah,
All
blah.
right. Any other questions today? Any other questions for Kerin? As always, if you think of something once you're gone or you see something and you want to ask Kerin a question, you ask your rep, and if we can't answer it, we'll send it on to Kerin.
Absolutely. And also, you guys, as another, I'm sure you guys already know this, but just to kind of as a reminder, I give the items that you guys saw today. If you guys need testers, please let your account rep know, and I'll get the testers out for you. Um, I'm sorry, I don't remember who asked about the vibration on the mushroom, but if you did want a sample, go ahead and please put that request in there. Um, and again, every 200 you get the lube. All the winners, please let me know which line you liked, and I'll make sure to get the winners out or the awards to you guys. I'll get your swag sent out, get you guys all taken care of, and get that shipped out by Monday.
Awesome. Anything else, guys? Well, as always, thank you so much, Kerin, for coming in and demonstrating everything for me. I'm hoping your mouth gets better and you regain full sensation today.
Thank you. I would like to eat lunch or dinner at some point, so that's nice. But thank you guys so much for letting me come talk to you guys. Thank you so much for hosting the event. You guys are always awesome. I'm going to send you guys the link tree right after I get off with you guys. And yeah, if there's anything else you guys need, just continue to keep me posted. I know you guys always do.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for attending and see you in the next one.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.